Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Emile Ennis Jr. back here with Clevver News. And TikTokers are now considered celebrities. And while being a famous TikToker does have its perks, it also has some major downfalls. And Addison Rae is no stranger to being put under the microscope. And in 2020, we saw that everything she does is judged. So let's break it down. Addison Rae, who became famous on TikTok in 2019, has had her fair share of fame, fortune, and fun. But with all of this comes major downfalls. 2020 basically can be coined as canceled, and the same goes for celebrities. So many cancellations happened this year that it's too many to wrap my head around, but one thing I can wrap my head around is that TikTok was a major source for these cancellations, and that includes some of its biggest stars. Addison joined TikTok in July of 2019. She mentioned in an interview that she downloaded TikTok for fun, but as soon as one of her videos gained over 93,000 likes, she started making more videos and building a fan base. Despite being one of the most followed TikTok stars, Addison has had her fair share of haters and backlash this year. Let's rewind it back to June 2020 when Addison was accused of saying a racial slur on TikTok. Fans weren't too thrilled with Addison Rae after an old Instagram Live with fellow TikToker Clevver that was screen recorded and reposted by fans went viral, as many thought she urged him to say the N-word during their live stream. In the video, the two are seen sitting next to each other when Addison reaches over to whisper something in Clever's ear, which sounded like she told him to say the N-word. Take a look.
I'm in the streets, they're speaking of it. No!
I'm kidding, look, they called you Poppy.
Fans were quick to point out that what actually happened was that Addison apparently asked Clevver if he had said the N-word because one fan asked that on the live stream. After Addison said she was kidding, she pointed to one of the comments on the stream, which likely was the comment that she was referring to when asking him, to which Clevver quit back by saying, "I don't want to be the new Melanin King." And for those of you who don't know, the term Melanin King is used to refer to a white person who is exposed for being racist or for commonly using racial terms. Many users immediately began sending in tweets drawing more attention to Addison, like one person who tweeted, "Wait, so she's Addison racist?" And there was a lot more where that criticism came from. Not long after this IG Live took over social media, Addison was at the center of another controversy. This time it involved her newly dropped makeup line. Her line, Item Beauty, includes 6 products, including mascara, jelly eyeshadows, translucent powder, bronzer, brow definer, and lip oil, which all range from $12 to $22. Fans zeroed in on her bronzer set that has "I love you, say it back" printed on the mirror. People were quick to tag fellow influencer Indie Blue along with her brand, Lonely Ghost, which has trademarked and used that same slogan on their clothing for almost 2 years now. Indie's company filed the trademark for the slogan back in early 2019, before Addison even shot to fame on TikTok. The trademark says it's for items like phone cases, clothing, hats, and other accessories, but it notably doesn't say anything about makeup products. And to make things even more complicated, Addison has actually posted wearing Indie's "I Love You, Say It Back" merch that she was supposedly sent for free. Fans called out Addison on Twitter for allegedly stealing Indie's slogan. Indie also responded to the situation in a series of comments saying, quote, "I'm mainly just sad because as a small brand, we were so excited when Addison posted in our clothes. I was my little sister's hero, LOL. So for her to wear our clothes publicly and then use our catchphrase for her makeup line 2 months later makes me heartbroken." Addison's company spoke out on the matter, explaining their side of the story and where they supposedly came up with the phrase. In a statement to our sister publication 17, Item Beauty's parent company said, quote, "At Item, we support, lift up, and foster a community of positivity. Item has been in development since last year, and this phrase was concepted internally when Item's creative director shared that she says, 'I love you, say it back' to her 4-year-old son each night before going to bed." They went on saying, "This was the impetus for the phrase, and by placing it on a mirror and some interior packaging, it reflects a daily message of affirmation. We have no plans to place this phrase on apparel." But again, not long after this debacle, Addison was unable to escape cancel culture criticism. Addison quickly got criticized for her Billboard Music Award presentation and acceptance speech on behalf of Harry Styles. Back in October, Harry Styles was unable to accept his Billboard Chart Achievement Award, and as it turns out, Addison was there to present the award and even swoop his new piece of hardware on his behalf. The moment actually got both Addison and Harry to trend on Twitter, and tweets came flooding in poking fun at the fact that Addison wasn't able to meet Harry in real life. In addition to the Twitter hate, Addison announced the winner of the Billboard Chart Achievement Award without actually opening the envelope.
And the Billboard Chart Achievement Award goes to Harry Styles.
If you've seen any award show, you will know that opening the envelope is necessary in knowing who the winner is. Addison later tried to explain that her nerves got the best of her, but fans weren't having it. To wrap everything up though, Addison caught more flack over Halloween when she and a ton of other friends partied in honor of the holiday. It was so triggering that Ariana Grande spoke out on the matter. Ari caught up with radio host Zach Sang to chat about her album positions, voting, the pandemic, and everything in between when she made a comment about people who feel the need to show face at an infamous influencer hotspot, and fans were quick to assume she was throwing shade specifically toward TikTokers.
Did we really all need to go to Saddle Ranch that badly that like we couldn't have waited for the deathly pandemic to pass? Like we all really needed to put on our cowgirl boots and ride a mechanical bull that bad.
As many fans may know, TikTokers are notorious for hanging out at the West Hollywood hotspot, and many even attended a Halloween party there over that weekend. TikTokers including Addison Rae and Bryce Hall didn't shy away from documenting their night out at the restaurant without face coverings, but Addison even got wind of the Ari shade and responded.
Especially because I think it's fair.
I think it's understandable. I think I definitely have been not going.
Clearly, Addison knew going out in a pandemic without a mask was a terrible idea. She's been criticized many times this year, and despite the backlash, there always seems to be something else. So if you have some wise words, now is a great time to comment below. But for more TikTok news, you can click right over here for another Clevver News video, and then let us know your thoughts on Addison Rae's actions this past year down in the comment section below. I'm your host, Emile Ennis Jr. You can find me on Instagram at Emile Ennis Jr., on TikTok at Emile Ennis Jr. 31, and I'll see you soon right back here on Clevver News. Bye guys.